for the ground. Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding, kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, send it. I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. Wrote inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundry mat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding, kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, send it. I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, send it. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, wow.
Good morning all. Hope we are well. only 15 watching, man. We don't have everyone here. Don't know why. Seems like everyone's lazy on a Friday. It's Eid today, so everyone who celebrates Eid Mubarak, as they say. And yeah, let a little bit more people show up. Managed to sort out my streaming software. But chat doesn't seem to work. Why doesn't chat work? Oh yeah, chat won't work because I'm not connected to my YouTube. Yeah, duh, makes sense, right? That's annoying. That's annoying, but that's all good. DJ breaking down right now. It's the range. We don't have a closure. 8 pips, not really worth it at the moment. I was looking at this, but it's a bit early. I was a bit relaxed. But yeah, otherwise all good. Chat's not working. Oh yeah, it is working. Yes. And I'm not logged in. This is great, man. Very happy with this. Say good morning in the chat, guys. Yeah, it's working. Okay, this is all good. Very good. Alright, so Ganda Mike is super excited for gold because it's pushing. But it's too close to support, brother. I mean, it's a bit late now. Too close to support. So let's have a look at the analysis. And yeah, let's have a look overall what we got for today, because there is going to be some options today. Yesterday, we'll also talk about the sells that I took, just so people can understand and get a better idea. But first of all, we need to start on the daily time frame. Daily here is closing, previous daily here is closing bearish. All right, if previous daily here is closing bearish, we're approaching this daily resistance up here, and I expect it to tap this daily resistance for sure, potentially down here. But remember, if we form support above here for next week, we can find ourselves retesting the high here and potentially continue either further bullish. It's very interesting that this is the end of the week, and it's sometimes we see this at the end of the week, that price essentially pulls back for the end of the week here. So if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the 4 hours starts to become a bit messy. If I bring back my drawings and start to see, all right, what do we have here? We have this daily resistance, which is that previous, yeah, should be around here, right? We're just going to move this up like this, make it all clear. right? That's the daily resistance. Also pulling into this 4-hour zone, which we're basically right at now. Looking at the 1 hour, you can see that this zone all lines up here. So this is our target for now. If we get below this, we need to get a little bit further below. Let's just see if we just peep down below, because if we get some volume into the market here, we could potentially sell. That's 9 pips with a potential 41 pips. Yeah, so below here actually starts to look a little bit better. Only issue I have is that we're trading into this 4-hour really rejection zone here, which I don't really like. But it's not a rejection zone until it rejects, right? So we can always trade to there. For now, it would be quite nice if we could see a pullback to continue down, but it looks like we have some volume here in the markets. So hopefully we can do something with that, right? And yeah, let's see what we can do with it. That's basically the analysis. I'm bearish for today's session, right? I'm not looking for buys. Sells make sense for me. If something drastically changes, I could potentially look for buys, but not yet. Nothing makes sense for buys at the moment. So I will be looking for sells. As for gold, let's have a look on the daily time frame at gold. Daily is a little bit messy here. We also do have Gbpjpy news today, I do believe, right? We have huge euro news. This is going to be a big, yeah, this is going to be a lot of movement today. So I think we're in for a treat. We're in for a treat today. And yeah, this is a lot of news here, guys. This is why not many people are showing up to the stream. They probably check the news and they're like, okay, I'm not playing with that. So 10 a.m. we have retail sales, 11:15 euro news, and then 11:30 euro news again. Then 12 o'clock we have again euro news, and then 12:30 another Gbp news. Wow. And then at gold later on. So a lot of news in the markets here, which is going to bring volume. Gold is ranging on the daily. 4-hour time frame, it looks like it wants to break down. We do have this 4-hour support that's a potential target here. If we're going to look for sells on gold, we have till this support here. I would prefer to see this 15-minute close bearish here in 3 minutes, and then potentially you can look to continue the sells down to the bottom of the range here. How much is this range? Maybe we could trade gold here actually. 29 pips. Yeah, we need some sort of pullback here. This is a nice pullback. Let's wait for this 5-minute close and then we'll make a decision here on gold and see if we can get a move down on gold here towards this support down here. All right. If this just pushes before, there's nothing we can do. I want to wait for the close, so I'm not involved in any form of pullback. As for GJ at the moment, this is also closing, but the range is a lot smaller here, right? Just to get to here is only 9 pips, which is enough. I mean, we could try 9 pips and then see if we get to push below, because if we end up pushing below, you know, to here is 11. If we get a little bit below is 16. You know, there is an option here. There is an option to get a little bit more of a push. What's the 30-minute looking like? I mean, we could get in and then go break even quick. You know, that's something I'm populating. Could get in and then go break even. Yeah, let's have a look at this close first in 2 minutes. So yeah, that's the analysis, guys. If you like the analysis, leave a like. Let me know if everything makes sense. Can you go through your... Oh man, dropped my iPad. One sec, fixing that. All right, daily, yeah, daily SR, I can. Just this zone here, look at this. On top of this, see if that's consistent. Yeah, it is consistent. Yeah, that's my target, just this daily support resistance. Just watching what happens here. That's basically that. For my resistance, it doesn't matter. We're too far away for the resistance. That's all the way up there, but we're too far away. I'm just populating these cells here, really early cells. Only reason I want to get into cells really early is because there's a lot of news today. So if I want to take a shot, I want to take a shot early. Yeah, gold just pushed down. Maybe I can try this here and see what happens. Because if I'm going to give GJ a chance now to continue down, I want to do it early because of all of the news coming. But I just don't like how this 5 minutes looking at the moment. Let's see how this 15 closes and I'll make a decision. Because ideally you want to take it on the flip to give us most amount of space, 2 pips more. 2 pips counts when we're trading such a small range. But what I don't like here is I have to see this pull up first. I'm not trading this without bottom wick, just because of the low volume, you know. But ideally getting into a position early would make sense. This would be really unfortunate if this just opened no top wick and then just started pushing down heavy and then we miss everything. Really unfortunate. What time is the first news? A lot of news. First news is at 10 a.m. so pretty soon. Yeah, we're playing with fire here, trying to get in really tight. Trying to get in really just before it and then get to break even hopefully, and then maybe news gives us a massive push. What are they expecting? Sales to go down. Minus 0.5 was last time. Let's see. Negative they're expecting. Which makes sense for... This is probably pricing it in. We're seeing this head down. Morning, Jeff. Morning. We're seeing this head down. And that's probably pricing the news in. So that's a little bit concerning. Especially that news is ending us at the bottom of the range. But if this can flip and break its low, I can try, you know, there's 10 minutes before news. I can try something a little bit special. Try get in before news. Break this low. Try get into profit, move break even for news. And see if I get lucky with a little bit of a push. If nothing happens, right? If we don't head down and I'm in drawdown by news, I'll just probably close the trade right before news. Because I also want to continue our 100% win rates on stream. So I want to pick ideal setups. Let's see. Because I mean, if news goes in our direction and we're in a profitable trade, it can be quite nice actually. So let's see, if this breaks the low, I'll probably execute at that. Expecting to at least get to this daily area and then at 7 pips and then make a decision. I'll go probably break even at this point and then just see what happens. See if I can get a heavy push to come down all the way into here, which would be very, very nice. If I get lucky with news. But if this just starts closing bullish, then nothing really we can do. We want this to happen, like we want it to flip now so that I'm not holding like a minute from news. Always the wick, not the bodies. Reason you wait for the wick is because wicks are support and resistance on lower time frame. So if this is a high and this is a low, so this is a lower high to this wick and this is a lower low to this wick, but this candle now is making, it can make a higher high, but at the moment it has a lower high, and especially if that flips and breaks the low of the wick, it will make a lower low, and then the top of that wick will be a lower high. So if you were to just simply draw that, it would look like that. So that's telling you that price is going down. So you want to enter when you get the confirmation that it's making a lower low. Just the break, we have the close. This close below support here, this 15-minute closing below supports the confirmation. Because bodies is more important than wicks when support and resistance, but it's not entry. There's a big difference between support and resistance and entry. Candles always respect the bodies, not the wicks. But when you're entering, you need it to break the wick because that's where the continuation. What if this respects the lows and starts continuing up? And you were in a sell. You know, now you're stuck. But at least when it breaks the wick, that's one less thing you have to worry about. Because it's virtually impossible. It's virtually impossible for price to continue to here unless it breaks this wick. But now it's possible for price to go all the way up here. But if price really wants to get here, the first thing it has to do is break the wick. So if that's the case and we're so close to the wick, like literally a pip from entering on the flip, it's better just to wait for that. It will give more confirmation. Also, now we avoid holding all of this potential drawdown here. That's not to say that if we break the wick, we won't come back up and hold drawdown again. We can. But again, our stop loss here is quite small, so it's not really a big risk trade. You know, we're looking at maximum 15 pips here, but really after 10 pips, we can start managing the trade here, you know, 10, 12 pips. All right, candles flipping here. This is like 5 minutes till news. See if we can break the lows. Why do you have the current support on top of the candles instead of the bottom? You say to be below the red candles when bearish move. Where? Which support? Which support are you talking about? Because that's the daily time frame. You mark it on the bottom because it has to worry about that section first before it worries about the other section. I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you in a minute. Let's just see what this does here. it looks like it's not gonna happen. Maybe in this 5 minute. We have 5 minutes. I'll probably take it with 5 minutes. A little bit risky, but again, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'll tell you quickly. Because first of all, before we can reach the bottom of the daily support, right? Before we can reach the bottom of the daily support here, we have to reach this point first. So that's why I marked the top first, because that's the first line before we reach the bottom. That's basically it. Simple as that. Good morning, great people. Morning, morning. This has to do it now, man, because otherwise we're getting too close to news. I don't want to hold a position through news. It's super risky, especially if it slips your stops. It only goes with recent support and resistance? Yeah, exactly. So if we were taking buys here, I would mark this first instead of this. So if we were taking buys, I would mark this area here first. Instead of marking this. Three minutes till news here. Listen, this is not a normal position, right? This is kind of like a quick get in, get out. If this breaks the low and I get in, if I push even like 5 pips in profit and we're 1 minute before news, I'm moving break even very, very quick. But it doesn't look like it wants to do it, so. You understand now, Jiggy, why we wait for the break of the lows? You see the inconsistency before the lows break? Now you sit there wondering. Chasing the market? No, because we have a target. You'll be chasing the market if we end up pushing down here to the bottom. Now what are you gonna do, right? You're gonna be stuck, right? You're gonna be stuck because now we're at support. So I know I have a small range to get down here. The idea was if I could get in a little bit early, put my stop loss to break even and see if we could push through the zone and see if news could give me a push. But it's not giving me an entry. I'm not entering on a bullish candle. I need it to break the lows to continue because everything's pointing down. We have a nice resistance formed and then price closed below the resistance. We have a nice range to trade into, at least this daily support, and see what happens. I can always move to break even. I can always move to break even. That's not an issue. And then if news came and pushed this down heavily, now I have even more opportunity and I'm holding a great position. But it didn't happen. And there's nothing we can do. I mean, now we would be in drawdown if we tried to force it. So that's not chasing the market. So chasing the market is when, you know, maybe price is all the way down here at a daily support or resistance and you're trying to sell it. This, we're just following the market, what it's doing. There's a setup right now. Makes sense for price to continue down. So I wanted to take it. Does news affect gold? Yes, it will have a small effect on gold, especially during London session. You'll see money being moved in and out of gold to protect positions as news comes out. Funded accounts, I have videos on funded accounts. It's quite a complicated story, but essentially most of their business model is built not off of actually paying out traders. It's built on people taking the challenges. So I would be as quick as possible to pass it, take money out of that, and build your own account and then trade your own account. I always recommend having your own account, and yeah, make sure you're prepared to pass a funded account. Don't go and give them your money for no reason. We wouldn't trade 15 minutes before news. Yes, that is sometimes the case, but when you know you have a little bit more experience and there's a nice setup, you can try get in just before. I always tell that because I don't want people entering right before news and losing the trade because they don't know how to manage a trade with news, right? So here news came. This is what I was expecting, the move down here, but I wanted to be in the position before that happened. So imagine we were in the position, right? And I took it at the break of the lows and news came out and gave me this push. I could be in a nice trade. This is exactly how I planned it to happen. It's just unfortunate it didn't give me an entry option, and this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Because if it broke the low and we entered the trade and we were in from somewhere here and our stop loss was up here and news came out and now it pushed us in a really nice position. Now we can go break even and we're relaxing. And that's the power of using news, because I know this event is an orange folder, you know, it's an orange folder event on what's this, Forex Factory. And yeah, what did the news come out anyways? Minus 0.9, so worse than expected. Yeah, that's not very good at all. That is not good at all. So based on news, you expect pound to go down, but then again, it can counter do that because first of all, now we're at that daily support. That's why you break even before news, right? And that's why I don't want people trading 15 minutes before news, because if people take a trade 15 minutes, yes, and have the buffer, no, your minute news comes out, you're already at break even. 1 minute you see, okay, news is coming out in 30 seconds, move to break even. You know, you just don't want to play games, because if this moved, like you said, the other way, you're done, right? And this is why I just made a rule, and I tell people on YouTube, don't trade 15 minutes before news. But there is ways to trade news, but it's just so complicated for me to explain because it's situational. What are we doing at the current time in the market? What is the current setup? Does it give me a chance to push into profitability? What is my percentage of getting into profits on this type of setup? How often do I have a chance to move my stop loss to break even? All of these things, the majority of people don't know. But once you have experience, you do end up knowing these things and you can take a trade based off that, right? And also, how's your week been going, you know? Maybe for some people they're in loss, this is not a good idea. It's not gambling in that case, because I'm in the position before news. I'm not taking, you guys have to understand, I'm not taking the position at news. I'm taking the position before news, and when news comes out, I'm at break even. Worst thing happens to me in news is I get slipped 2-3 pips and only lose 2-3 pips. I'm not gambling which way news is gonna go. I'm trying to get into a position that I always take with or without news and seeing if it puts me into profitability. I don't understand how you see that as gambling. Any day, and you can ask anyone in the chat, any day, setup number 1, closure below the range, clean range to the left, we would take this setup break of the lows any day, right? This is a classic setup. So I'm doing that and trying to get into that, and I'm not even in it because it didn't follow my rules. I'm trying to get into that position as it breaks the lows to tap into this zone, and before news I'm going break even, right? My entry would have been like this. My stop loss would be, hard stop would be up here at the top of the range, right? And I'm targeting, really my first target is going to be probably like, that's my, somewhere like this, and I'm going to break even as soon as news comes out. I'm break even. Worst thing happens is maybe we're hovering somewhere here, news comes, stop me, break even. I don't care. That's not my plan. My plan was not to gamble which way news is going. Does that make sense? I hope you understand how that's not gambling. And trading is a form of gambling anyways. Any business you do is a form of gambling. There's always a percentage to lose and a percentage to win. Even if you open a business, you have a percentage to lose. But pure gambling would be anything less than 50% odds or 50-50. That's gambling, right? You either win or lose. Hello, good morning, watching from Saudi Arabia. Welcome, welcome. But the only thing I can take away from this is that it's playing out as I planned, right? I was looking for sells, right? Because remember the video I posted on YouTube talking about gold and how I anticipated the news move. When you look at what's going on in the market price, it made sense for price to continue down, at least to our daily support, at least. So if I know that, I'm not trading news, I'm trading before news and trying to get into a profitable position. If you guys check what I wrote, what I said, and you can rewind the stream and watch this whole beginning part if this doesn't make any sense to you. But in the beginning of the stream, I said, if I'm 1 minute before news and holding drawdown, I'm gonna close the trade. If I'm in loss and I'm still in that trade before news, I will close the trade. I think this is more for advanced traders. As a newbie, I'm keeping out of news trading. Yeah, majority should. I just want to show you guys that it's possible to do it, but it didn't meet my conditions, which means I don't trade. I only trade in certain conditions. If I was gambling, I would have just closed my eyes and pressed sell. That's gambling. The fact that I'm not in a position here just shows that it's not a gamble. It's actually a thought out process. That daily level came from here, brother. At the top of the range here. Hello, first time from Portugal. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a subscribe. Then you can join for future streams. We stream all week, so can benefit you. You're welcome to ask questions. Don't feel ashamed. There's no stupid questions. Sometimes I might sound aggressive, but it's because I want you guys to learn. I never, it's just my teaching style. It's not aggressive, it's assertive. Right, gold tapped this support that I drew, the 30-minute support. It's now heading up. That doesn't mean you take buys, right? Doesn't mean you take buys. Thank you. Your session indicator keeps me safe. I'm glad it helps. That's a basic indicator. It's good to give you a rough idea. Yeah, he throws the toys out the pram. I do. Tradesharpe is the G. Mr. Caplocks back in the chat. You have to change your name to Eric and then in brackets Caplocks. Caps lock. Appreciate you, man. I'm glad it helped and you were able to do something with the information. Eric the Cap Master. Yeah. Now look, this is, someone earlier on said chasing the market. Price closing here and selling into this is chasing the market. Now you're selling into big support. If anything, I'll probably start selling below this support again. So if we get below here, I have really nice range. So I'm not in a panic, right? Because if price really wants to start breaking down, I have 32 pips to trade here. I can wait for below this support right here. Yeah, either structure to be formed or to get below here. If we get below here, we can also continue down. But you're right, structure to be formed is also an option. But the problem is we don't want to trade sells. Even if structure is formed like this, we don't want to just sell into here. That's too little. It's too little and it's too much rejection. If I just show you this on a 4-hour, you'll see how bad it looks, right? Look at the zone we're trading in on a 4-hour. Disgusting zone. You see that? Look at the difference. When we have clean moves to the downside, moves very nice. And now we're coming into this really disgusting zone here. Where's Crest? Crest wants me to look at AU. Or it's gone back to sleep. Come on, Crest. Wake up. Oh, he's here. He's here. Daily time frame. That's a nice bullish close, but it's not continuing up. Man, I'm telling you, if this 4-hour support, if it forms support here at the bottom of the range, you can continue up. Or the sells from yesterday. Yeah, now it's tough, man. I would not be selling here. Probably wait for buys from here, to be honest. Gold retracing this move. 30-minute support was crucial here. Could I analyze Bitcoin? I'll encourage you to join the Discord, which is in the description. It's completely free. Every single day, we kindly get Bitcoin analysis. Very in-depth Bitcoin analysis. Every single. And that's the Discord in the chat. So definitely join the Discord and you can see Bitcoin analysis in the crypto channel every single day. But since we're on stream now together, I'll have a look at Bitcoin. Start off with the daily, right? So the daily is looking a bit more bearish than bullish here. Now, we're not really going to completely change structure until we start breaking below 26.9, around 980, right? When we start getting below then is when we're going to start having issues. But for now, we pull back into this range here. So if we pull back into this range, this is our last kind of area of where, okay, where we can maybe find kind of sideways and maybe a bounce out of here. I expect it probably to bounce here and then maybe a bit more sideways over the weekend, and then we'll see what ends up happening if price wants to continue bullish or bearish. We have the weekly close today. That's not the best weekly close. If the weekly does end up closing below 20, around 28k, it's not going to look the best. You know, then I probably expect price to come down to that 26k level. But until that happens, we need to see how the rest of the day plays out. But selling right now is not the best option because we're at the bottom of the range, right? Hope that makes sense. Looking for price to hit 67017. Let's have a look. Somewhere down there. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Just a small area from where we are now to there. If you guys are enjoying the stream, I would appreciate if you leave a like. Around 50 of us in here, 28 likes. Not bad, actually, not bad. Appreciate you guys, appreciate you. If you're new to the stream, please say hello in the chat. Welcome to say hello. Welcome to ask any questions. That's what we're here for. And yeah, you're welcome to subscribe as well. Must your analysis always go far to the left? No, always most recent, right? You're always focusing on most recent structure. Always. You can see this rejection now. Pretty heavy rejection. So really the ranges are not too big here on GJ, right? Look at the ranges. From here down was only 14 pips, enough just to make a small profitable trade, and now you're basically at break even. How to align monthly and weekly and daily bias? You have higher time frame analysis and you have a session bias. It's not, you don't align all of them together. I mean, you keep one in the back of your head, but you're focusing on what makes most sense in your session, because we're not trading the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame just gives us an idea of what might happen during the month. But the session bias can change very quickly, just based on 4-hour candles. Can one 30-minute candle as a... Yeah, it could be... It is considered a great support if you're following trend. In a counter trend situation, I don't think it's the best. What's your top-down approach? Daily, 4 hour... I mean, weekly, once a week, but daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30, 15. That's my approach. Morning, man. Can you make the window a bit bigger? Yeah, working on that. I need to ask Crest to make me a new overlay. Maybe by next week, we can have a new overlay. So yeah, I'll get that sorted. I'll make everything bigger. I'll remove all these borders. Screen will be a large. Camera will be there. What do you mean? You mean tomorrow? No, tomorrow is off. There's no stream tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. Today's Friday. That's your weekend accounted for. Thank you. Enjoy. Yeah, new screen on Monday. Well, it depends on you if you finish it. If you finish it, then yeah, we will have a new screen on Monday. Look, you can get a wick fill here, but I just don't like that we're at this daily support here, right? I mean, maybe if this 5-minute close is bearish here in 3 minutes, we can look to fill the wick and fill this zone here. Let's have a look what price ends up doing here. It's not too bad, to be honest. Right, it's after news. Next news is what time? Next news is 11:15. So we have plenty of time for that. Yeah, let's see how this 5-minute closes here. Can maybe take a scalp, but hopefully it doesn't just keep pushing down. Come on, GJ, don't do this. Relax, relax for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. There we go. Also, be sure, guys, we have a good video coming out on Sunday. Hopefully you like the style of video and the way it's done and everything. Took 21 trades this week with 5 losses, thanks to you. Well, yeah, in the future you need to put that down, probably increase your risk and take less trades. There's no point of trading every single... 21 trades is a bit too much, but good job, man. I'm glad that you're profitable and you had a profitable week. Just try to repeat what has been working. But try do it less with more risk so you don't have to take as many trades. Will this 5-minute close bearish? That is the question. If it does and the next one breaks the low, maybe I give this a chance. One chance. Just a Friday, quick Friday chance. Small stop loss. I'm just gonna run stops. Probably here. 9 pip stop loss. Nothing. I'll go half risk as well. We'll try get a big move. But this has to close bearish in 42 seconds. A good bearish candle, not like this. Needs to close maybe at 166.276, something deep like that, in 30 seconds. Do you know anyone that trades at night? Well, depends on your time zone, right? If your time zone is at night, then you will be trading at night. Right, this 5 minutes not closing bearish here, so I need to wait for the next 5-minute time frame. But I have seen this before. When it breaks the low, we respect this, and it breaks the low and it just continues down without closing bearish. So maybe if I really want to risk it, and I can try just take it at the break of this low. Is my stream back, or did it crash? Looks like it's back. Yes, looks like it's okay. Yeah, I got a message, it disconnected, but it looks like it reconnected, so yeah, it crashed but came back. So let's see if this 5-minute can close bearish. If this 5-minute can close bearish and then we break this 5-minute low, maybe I can take a shot towards the downside here, stop loss above here somewhere. Very small stop, very simple trade, and we'll see what happens. See if we can get this 30-minute to close bearish and continue down. Is 4 pips stop loss good for 10 pips? Doesn't matter your stop loss, just put the stop loss where it makes sense. Right? And try not trade under 1-to-1. Unless you have a very profitable strategy that puts yourself in profits more than losses, then you can sometimes introduce under 1-to-1 trades. Give me a sec, I'll be back. Just going to the toilet, drank too much water. Always too much liquidity, you know? But it's not working. It's not enough, it seems. 30-minute close here. 30-minute has no top wick, so that's definitely interesting here. 1 hour has also no top wick, so this can definitely... 30 minutes left for this candle. I wouldn't be surprised to see this make a top wick, which would be nice to get that over and done with. But yeah, this is a disgusting zone here. A lot of rejection from this zone. This is what I was talking about. Lots of rejection in here. Candle here is breaking down. There is a potential to sell here. Do I want to do it? Has to be at the break of the low. Need to make a decision quick. It's a risky one with no top wick. It is a risky one. Oof. No, I'm not taking it. I'm too late. Top wick put me off, but I was right. Top wick put me off. That 1 hour, I just really didn't like this 1 hour with no top wick, but I expected this volume. Let's see how this 5-minute closes. Yeah, there's a lot of noise. It's a very, very tough spot we're in. Very tough place to trade, you know. And the ranges is tiny. Like from here to here is only 5 pips. It's too small, you know. Like ideally, if I was taking this trade, I want to be break even now because we're at support. So you'd be break even. You know, and now we're kind of chasing a trade, right? Forcing it lower time frame. It's Friday. I've had 4 trades this week. Yesterday took a win on GJ. Day before also Monday, you guys saw the trade on Monday. So yeah, there's no need to force anything at the moment. But this was a good shot. This was definitely a good shot. Sometimes these lower time frames, you have to take it impulsively. We didn't even have a bearish candle close, you know, and it just, everything was putting me off it, and it's how it's going to be sometimes, you know. Nothing was closing bearish. 1 hour had no top wick. 30-minute no top wick. 5-minute did not even close bearish, but then we get these candles, and this is what I was seeing. I've seen this happen before. Breaks the low and goes. But it's not always guaranteed. I normally see it when we have a small bearish candle close, you know. Let's see if it's happened before. I can show you guys what happens. Like, again, trading on 5-minute entries is not always the best, right? Like, at least we get a small bearish close like that. That gives me at least confidence to enter at the break of the previous candle low to get a move towards the downside, you know. Look, this is a very interesting close here, right? Below this zone. If a lot of volume comes, look, we have all of this clean candles here to the left. Might be able to get in here, actually. Let's see how this candle closes. Needs to close below this support. 6 seconds to close below the support. Or at least break this candle wick low if we are going to use volume. Alright. I don't like that close. I can't just enter breaking these lows here. This is like chasing moves. I'm not someone to FOMO into this move. I need to see some structure. This 5-minute close is bullish. The next one breaks the low. I'll take the trade. But I'm not FOMOing into any move here. I'm happy to watch this go without me. I should have been in earlier. So if I'm gonna take an entry, it has to be the same caliber as my first entry. This is how you're gonna be disciplined. Gold is swimming. Even gold is swimming. Yeah, it is, it is. Moving down nice. Yeah, this is nice. This is what we want to see. This is why you don't FOMO into moves, because now you're in drawdown and now you have this emotion like, oh, I'm in drawdown. Why did I take that trade? But if we get some sort of 5-minute structure here and then the next one closes below, I can take trades towards the downside. So that's what I'll wait for. You know, this could be a scalp here on the 1 minute. Risky, but using volume. If it breaks this low, can probably get in. Hold to the bottom here and see what happens. If this candle here flips like it is now, after this top wick, if this candle flips, you can try take a scalp position towards the downside here. This is again a very risky position here, but it makes sense. It makes sense for price to continue down, but only when this candle flips here, right? Not now. Now it's bullish, but when this candle flips, can take a scalp position. You go to break even. Plan is break even at 166 and see what happens. As it flips and breaks its low, or this candle now comes and breaks the low, you'd be in. So I've taken this. So in here, stop loss you want to run a little bit higher, something like this. Very risky trade, guys. So if you're not having a good week, please don't take this. Something like that. Stop loss back in the range. See if we can get a push down here. If this ends up breaking this high here, I'm just going to close the trade. I gave it a shot. It's put me into a profitable position already. If this ends up closing bullish, I'll also consider closing the trade as it breaks the high to manage my position. And at 166, I'm basically going to go break even here. It makes sense. So yeah, we're pushing okay in some profits here. We'll see what ends up happening. This 5-minute close with no bottom wick, I don't like the most. That's not the most confidence inducing. I've noticed candles with no bottom wicks normally don't they have a potential to reverse here. So I'm gonna watch this. Let's see if we can at least get to that 166 and I can consider break even. Nice. Pushing nicely here. Nice, nice, nice. At this point here, I'm going to move my stop loss. Let's see what the 1 minute. I'm just going to watch it, right? So I'm mental break even. Does that make sense? So I'm not, I haven't moved my stop loss to break even, but I have my finger on the button. If I see this quickly rejecting and not bounce off my entry, I'll close the trade. So this is what I call a mental break even here, right? So my finger's on the button here. I can close the trade at any time, but I don't want this to wick up, tap my entry, and then end up still going down. So I'm just watching it, right? This is how we're going to play it and manage this trade here. Like, you expect a reaction from natural profit taking at 166. If we can close below 166, will be super ideal. Will be super ideal to close below 166. We can hopefully get a bigger push down here. Yeah, I don't like that flipping. Alright, I'm gonna see what it does at my entry here. If this doesn't bounce off my entry, I can close for like half a pip loss or one pip loss. This is how you're micromanaging the trade when we're taking this risky scalp. Yeah, I don't like this at the moment. Let's see what it does here. Five-minute close in 2 minutes. Yeah, look, this re-breaks its high, I'm out of the trade. Right? So now I'm basically break even, right? If this re-breaks its high, I'm out of the trade. If not, we're okay. Right? This is micromanaging it, but for now we're okay. So yeah, now I'm going to move my stop loss to real break even. We'll see what happens. I think this is going to stop me out, but I'm happy. Idea was to get into a profitable position and see what happens. Again, 166 was my break-even plan. As you can see, I wanted to let it bounce off my entry. Yeah, this is going to stop me out. See? Alright. I am... Yep, took me out at break-even. Stopped out at break-even here. I put my stop loss a little bit below my entry, just in case we got some heavy movement. But yeah, that stopped me out, break even. BE trade for the Friday. Gave it a shot, guys. A little bit more of an advance. Oh, slipped off my chair. A little bit more of an advanced entry. And yeah, it is what it is. For re-entering this trade, I don't see anything at the moment. This candle is closing down like this. Yeah, I don't see anything at the moment here. If you guys want to see that trade, you can see here. Close that break even. It is what it is. We have to wait for more confirmation now. And yeah, that was the option. I took that. yeah, probably gonna call off the stream here as well. We tried the trade, attempted it, break even. Break even's not a loss, I'll take it. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. Thanks for joining as always. Have a really nice weekend. And be sure to be ready for Sunday's video. And yeah, hopefully catch you very, very soon. So I'm using iPhone, brother. Using iPhone. So that being said, take care, trade sharp, and until next time. Peace.